what is your plan B if nobody marries you? Like, what is your plan B?
This is interesting. I very seldom do duets, but go check out his full video. Yeah, because it's very, very good. And poses a question to all of us. Especially if you've been, that was implanted within you, I think the whole marriage thing, not knocking it. And this, my point of view is really not for people that are already married. I'm speaking for a single black woman, single women. So I recall having this conversation one time, the salon that I was at a few years ago. It was interesting because I had a client in the chair who was very adamant about, she's getting her hair done and everything. She said, I must have it right, because a friend of mine's brother's coming into town. I got my eye on him, so I got to get myself together and get in position, to attract him. She was going out of her way. I mean, really way out of her way. And then next to me was another stylist and her client. So what was interesting, it was different generations in this conversation as far as women concerned, and we were talking about men. So the other client, she, young girl, okay, talking about, I guess she just got married about 3 weeks ago, whatever. And, her thought was, God didn't design women to be alone. They must have a husband. And then her stylist was like, I can't believe you saying this, because a couple of weeks ago you was mad at the supposed person you're going to get married with. So she 20, the other stylist about 40, Then my client, I think she was probably in her 40s, and here I'm, in my 60s. So it was just generational opinions about, the idea of being married or a partnership. And what I have noticed over the years, it changed a whole lot. There's a lot of women out here, that desire a partnership or marriage. Not everybody gonna have it. In general, there are a lot of people out here, men and women, that desire marriage. Not everybody gonna have it. So I posed a question to the younger people. And I was like, okay, so what if you started out with the idea of marriage and children, whatever, and I see a lot of women. I hear all kinds of situations. Some of us really can't speak in the same, grouping, Those who, for example, what you witnessed or observed when you were growing up as far as marriage and relationships has a lot to do with, it has a lot to do with what you believe about the idea of marriage and partnership. If you've not seen it to be successful, and you might have been traumatized by what you see, you begin to enjoy your single life. I don't knock the idea of marriage and partnership, but I ain't seen it to be successful. I've seen some successful, but I don't know. Because I see how we are evolutionary beings. We evolve. So when you get in partnership, your vows, do you say, I agree to evolve with you? Yeah. First of all, even before getting into partnership, you got to have some years under your belt to even understand you. Because people are getting together based on the whole representative. You meet the representative is doing and saying all the things that you like. And then you in it. I hear so many stories. I'm working on my own beliefs about the idea of successful partnering. But as the years go on, I do enjoy my peace. And this whole, over the years of dating and connecting, the whole online thing, you don't know what you're going to run into. It's worth really seeing yourself and loving yourself as how you've been wired, how you've been gifted. And it's okay to have, connection and companionship. If you're human, you want that. That's cool. But it takes a lot. I applaud those that are married, especially for a long time, or partners. But I ain't been convinced. Not knocking it, though. And at 65, I like calmness, peace. I like the idea of independence as well. I like the idea of partnering and building and creating, But it's a lifelong journey just to understand and the layers of your own being. And as far as marriage, for me, it'd have to be something that both myself and that partner have communicated, have written out our vision of what that looks like, and compare the notes, and also understanding our energetic makeup, right? Understand the subconscious beliefs that have been encoded within us, being able to speak about that, being loving and kind at the heart, being one that says, if I'm in partnership every day, I wonder what I can do today to help support my partner, and vice versa. Yeah, unconditional love, striving for that. Can anyone fulfill the idea of unconditional love? In my studies years ago, I came across, we were introduced to a book. It's called Unconditional Love. I think it is. I'll put the right. I'm going to have to find it. But in the scenario of the book, he talked about unconditional love. He said, we as human beings, we don't practice unconditional love. We practice conditional love. Even in raising children. For example, baby's born. Oh, baby's so cute. We love you. Kissy, kissy, kissy. First time that baby take out a black marker and mark up the walls, then you're like, oh my God, I'm going to beat your behind. I'm going to discipline you. So now that child has received so much acknowledgement about them being loved, except when you mark on the wall. You understand what I'm saying? So, relationships. I want a relationship. You hear people, I want a relationship for what he can do for me, or what she can do for me, versus, I wonder how I can bring a smile to that person. And you meeting someone else that feels that way as well. Why do you have a need to say, I want to have someone else? And if you want someone else to be committed to you, are you committed to yourself? Ooh, my goodness. Everything you want in someone else, are you that? Are you that? So yeah, I don't think everybody's going to have it. And so what do? When do you at some point as you're 20, 30, 40, 50, realize you're not going to have that? And some people might be stuck in depression because they don't have that. There's many that have to shift gears to a plan B. If you had plan A as marriage. My point of view.